in New York was that a group of ordinary, everyday bar patrons in a fairly run-down dive bar in Manhattan, many of whom were black and minority ethnic people, who were rent boys, who were kids from the streets, actually rioted when the police raided them. And up until then, everybody had just put up with being raided. They'd put up with being pushed around. This one night, these kids didn't put up with it. They rioted, and the riots went on for several days. And it kind of sparked a renaissance in other people getting involved and saying, we've had enough.
I grew up, I knew that I was different. I knew I was male from the age of about 2.5, but obviously society back then didn't know what transgender really was. It certainly wasn't a welcoming or supportive environment that I grew up in. And that was just, you know, through a lack of information. And so I joined the lesbian scene because I needed a community in which to belong when I was about 16 or 17. And I remember my first Pride at 16, looking out, I think it was Victoria Park, on a field of thousands of LGBT-identified people, and finally feeling for the first time in my life like I belonged, like there was nothing wrong with me, and like that I wasn't a freak. And that really, as I say, it was my community for a good decade. And without that, I may not be here today.
I think Pride itself has a really powerful position in the UK to be able to broaden its horizons and to actually allow marginalised groups like myself to actually have that power. For example, last year, Student Pride had a theme of Beyond the Binary, which was a kind of a massive moment where huge numbers of non-binary people were able to walk through the Pride Parade. I think what I'd want to see from Pride is to actually have inclusion is one thing, but actually to know that inclusion comes with lots of other factors that are actually really important. You know, putting us in the parade is an amazing situation to be in, but that's also can make us feel quite vulnerable. So it's about making sure that it's very well-rounded and that the whole situation is actually safe.
That's right, because of course you welcome the Pride movement, you welcome the marches every year, but you have said that there has been a predominant focus on the male homosexual community, and other groups can feel excluded. Is that right? Yeah,
I feel like you know, predominantly in the Western world, a lot of kind of the Pride or the media specifically, when they discuss LGBT rights, they predominantly look at white, gay, cisgendered men, which needs to change.